Krishna, Krishna,
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Chaitanya Sri 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 Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Ajita Gadadara Sri Vas Adi Gora Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Ajita Gadadara Sri Vas Adi Gora Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Krishna, Krishna,
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh my God. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Rama 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 Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna,
Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Rama.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Rama, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Nityananda,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama,
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra.
Yes. Here. There.
Oh no, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, if you don't
You
mind,
sure?
not
Okay.
reading.
Okay, not ready? Okay, we'll pass.
Shami,
See. Here we go, Jenny. Read
I'm
it.
so dizzy.
Oh, you're dizzy? That's good.
Where shall I start?
Where I right around there.
Was a new chapter,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Right there, right there.
With a joyful heart.
Yeah.
All right. With a joyful heart, I gazed at his handsome form. Lord Gora wept. A flood of tears streamed from his eyes. Don't tell anyone. No one should hear of this, he said. Hearing these nectar words from Lord Vishvambara's mouth, Sachi became filled with bliss. Yes, Lord Vishvambara's body stood erect. His body was effulgent. At that moment, Lord Nityananda Raya arrived from Shivasa's house. Lord Nityananda saw Lord Vishvambara manifest a very handsome form, an effulgent form with great arms and a deep navel. In his right hand was a club, and in his left a flute. In another right hand was a lotus, and in another left hand was a bow. His complexion was like molten gold. On his chest was a costume gem. A pair of shark-shaped earrings glistened at his cheeks. A necklace of emeralds glistened on his chest. Avadhuta Nityananda Raya gazed at this wonderful form. Lord Nityananda gazed at this four-armed form. Suddenly, there were no bow, no flute, and no forearms. In a moment, he was a two-armed form, a form very merciful to the people, his form of Lord Gora. Lord Nityananda gazed at Lord Gora, embraced him, and then began to sing and dance. Overcome, he wildly danced. He was plunged in a great ocean of ecstatic spiritual love. Lord Gora said, taking Srivasa, Narayana, Sri Rama, and Murari with you, please depart. Go, O Avadhuta, to Advaita Acharya's house. Tell him of these wonders. Hearing Lord Gora's command, they all became joyful at heart. Accompanied by Lord Nityananda, with joyful hearts they hurried to Advaita Acharya's house. Bowing down, they told everything. Hearing their words, Advaita Acharya danced, overcome with bliss. Two by two, they joyfully embraced. Nityananda and Advaita joyfully danced. They were plunged in an ocean of bliss. Tossed by the waves of that ocean, they called out like thundering clouds. Nityananda and Advaita talked of Lord Gauranga's confidential pastimes. Talking and listening, they both became wild at heart. 2 days blissfully passed in this way. The Vaishnavas blissfully sang Lord Gaura's glories. After first placing their request at Lord Advaita's feet, the devotees quickly left to see Lord Gaura Hari. Approaching Lord Gaura, they all offered respectful obeisances. Holding his palms, Murari recounted everything. He described the confidential pastimes at Lord Advaita's home. Hearing these pastimes, Lord Gaura became joyful. A smile took birth upon his face. The next day, Advaita Acharya came to see Lord Gaura's lotus feet. Sitting in the temple room at Srivasa's home, Lord Gaura gently smiled. Then Lord Gaura joyfully sat on the deity's throne. The effulgence of his body filled the room with light. His body was effulgent like molten gold. Then, filled with the passion of ecstatic spiritual love, his body became reddish like the morning sun. His ornaments, garlands, and fragrant sandal all glistened. He was glorious like the full moon. Gadadhara and Narahari stood there. Sri Raghunandana gazed at the graceful moon of Lord Gaura's face. The devotees surrounded Lord Gaura on 4 sides. Glorious, like a moon surrounded by a host of stars, Lord Gaura, the king of the Brahmanas, smiled. Filled with the bliss of ecstatic love, Lord Nityananda sat down before Lord Gaura. Gazing at Lord Gaura's face, Lord Nityananda boisterously laughed and deeply wept. At that time, Lord Advaita also gazed at Lord Gaura. Lord Advaita Acharya, the moon of the Brahmanas, loudly roared like a lion. From head to foot, the hairs of Lord Advaita's body stood erect. The whole world could not contain the bliss in his heart. Lord Advaita offered prayers and many gifts. He placed splendid new cloth before Lord Gaura's lotus feet. Offering tulasi manjaris, he worshipped Lord Gaura. He offered fragrant sandal and a fragrant jasmine garland. Falling down like a stick, he offered respectful obeisances. Lord Gaura picked him up and embraced him. Lord Gaura accepted the offerings and then distributed the remnants of them to the devotees. The garments and ornaments adorned his graceful body, calling out, Hari, Hari! He danced with the devotees. Lord Advaita Acharya, Lord Nityananda Raya, Srivasa, Murari, and Mukunda sang Lord Gaura's glories. All the Vaishnavas there were filled with bliss. Forgetting themselves, they tasted the nectar of the rasa. Praising each other, they said, You are fortunate, fortunate. They thought the happiness of impersonal nirvana was very pathetic and unimportant. Filled with the bliss of spiritual love, they did not know if it was day or night.
Their hearts were overcome with bliss. At sunrise, their dancing began. When night came, they continued to dance. When the sun rose again, they were still dancing. Overcome with the bliss of spiritual love, they passed day and night in this way. Finally, Lord Gora commanded them to stop dancing. He said, "Return to your homes, bathe and worship your deities. After you have taken your meals, return here." When these duties were completed, the devotees met again at Lord Gora's feet. At that time, the great soul Haridasa, who with a joyful heart always chanted Lord Krishna's holy names, who was like a bumblebee intoxicated by tasting the pollen of Lord Krishna's lotus feet, and who, wild by tasting the nectar of the spiritual rasas, was like a lion cub, unexpectedly came to Navadvipa. Happily smiling, Lord Gora said, "He has come, he has come." With great love, Lord Mahaprabhu embraced Haridasa and offered him a sitting place. Wise Haridasa bowed down to offer respects. The Lord grasped his hand and picked him up. The Lord anointed his body with fragrant sandal paste. The Lord placed his own prasadam flower garland on Haridasa's body. Then the Lord commanded him to eat. He offered him abundant Mahaprasadam food. In this way, accompanied by Haridasa, Advaitacharya, Nityananda, Srivasa, and a host of devotees, with a joyful heart, Lord Mahaprabhu enjoyed some kirtana pastimes of chanting Lord Hari's holy names. Day and night passed in these blissful pastimes. At the end, saying, "Now please go home," Lord Gora bid farewell to Advaitacharya. Obeying Lord Gora's command, Advaitacharya returned to his home. Whoever saw or heard these pastimes was overcome with bliss. Then Lord Gora bid farewell to Avadhuta Lord Nityananda Raya. Walking a few steps with him, Lord Gora was overcome with ecstatic love. He did not allow him to go very far. Lord Nityananda could not bring himself to depart, even though Lord Gora had bid him farewell. As he was bidding him farewell, Lord Gora said to him, "Please give a portion of your kopina to these devotees." On Lord Gora's word, Avadhuta Lord Nityananda gave a wonderful portion of his kopina to the devotees. Accepting that portion of the kopina, Lord Gora smiled and gave it to his personal associates. Accepting that kopina prasadam, the devotees wrapped portions of it around their heads. Finally bidding farewell to Lord Nityananda's lotus feet, Lord Gora's associates returned to their homes. Their hearts filled with despair, they all returned to their homes. As they sat in their homes, tears streamed from their eyes. For some moments they bathed and worshipped their deities, but at dusk they all went to see Lord Gora Hari. Lord Nityananda went to Lord Advaitacharya Gosai's home. Day and night they happily talked of Lord Gauranga. Everyone, please hear the story of another day's pastimes. When you hear it, you will attain ecstatic devotion for Lord Krishna's feet. Songs glorifying Lord Gauranga are the sweetest nectar. The wonderful stories they tell are beyond what the world or the Vedas have the power to know. Lord Gora gazed at his associates and embraced them. Hearing the chanting of his own glories, he danced in ecstasy. On the four sides, everyone joyfully sang and danced. In the center, Lord Gora Raya danced, overcome with bliss. Taking Srivasa's hand in his, Lord Vishwambara suddenly departed. Where did he go? I don't know. In the four directions, the devotees sang and danced, but Lord Mahaprabhu was not in their midst. No one could see him. Fear took birth in the devotees' hearts. Distraught, everyone wept. They rolled on the ground and wept. No one was peaceful and composed. Everyone in Nadia wept. They all ran. They searched house after house. They did not find the Lord. Tears streamed from their eyes. Where did my Lord go? I will drink poison and die. Everyone lamented in this way. Hearing these laments, Sachi fell unconscious. Her garments were not neatly arranged. Her hair was untied. Striking her breasts and running about, she was like a wild woman. Son, dear son, she called out. Vishvambara, come home. 6 hours have already passed. You are the lamp of our family. You are the moon of Nadia. You are the star of my eyes. Unable to see you, I will go blind. Seeing how everyone was now overcome, Lord Bora, who dearly loves his devotees, suddenly came before them. As a rising sun suddenly appears in a blinding darkness, so Lord Gora suddenly appeared in the Vaishnava's hearts. Falling before the lotus feet, the devotees loudly wept. Gazing at his graceful face, they wildly danced. Someone said, Lord Mahaprabhu, when our eyes could not see you, the 10 directions became filled with blinding darkness. Now become wild, Sachi embraced her son. Millions of kisses she placed on his lotus face. I'm a blind woman, and you are my walking stick. You're the stars shining in my eyes. You're the soul that keeps my body alive. You are all I have. I have nothing but you. My whole world became a barren desert. But now the rising moon of Gora has killed the blinding darkness. Murari, Mukundadatta, and Haridasa humbly said, O Srivasa, please hear our words. The Lord thinks no servant more dear than you. It is by your mercy the Lord's feet now stand before us. What can we say to you? Please be merciful to us. After speaking these words, everyone sang the glories of Lord Hari. Wild with ecstatic spiritual love, Lord Gora Raya danced. Everyone, please hear this wonderful story. The story of how in Navadvipa Lord Gora revealed the jewel of ecstatic spiritual love. Pure ecstatic love and devotion is very rare in the 3 worlds. Who has the power to attain it? Even Lakshmi, Ananta Shiva, and Sanat Kumara do not know the heart of pure ecstatic devotion. Lord Gora revealed the truth about pure ecstatic love and devotion. With a joyful heart, Lokana Dasa speaks these words.
Then all the children slept.
Yeah.
Your turn.
It's the next chapter. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna. Yeah. Bhakta Gana Sahavihara, O Jagai Madai Udara. Pastimes with the devotees and Jagai and Madai. Oh, he who has a wonderful golden form dances in Nadia. Forgetting himself, Lord Gaura manifested the ecstasy of spiritual love. In this way, he enjoyed pastimes in Navadvip. Although he is supremely independent, he agrees to be controlled by his devotees. Very humble, he begs his devotees for the gift of ecstatic spiritual love. The people of this world cannot understand the ways of his pastimes. Only his personal associates understand his intentions. Understanding his intentions, Srivas, Haridas, Murari, and Mukunda sang. They were overcome with the bliss of spiritual love. Overcome with bliss, the Lord's personal associates sang and danced. Then Avadut, Lord Nityananda Rai, arrived.
Hey, let's go back. Read the first part again.
Oh, he who has a wonderful golden form dances in Nadia. Forgetting himself, Lord Gaura manifested the ecstasy of spiritual love.
Is that really true? Forgetting himself.
You're asking me?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
You're a philosophical guy.
You can see it from different edges, in different ways. Forgetting himself. He didn't forget his true self. He is very conscious of his true self, of his real ego. Forgetting himself. It also feels, for me, it feels he is dissolved in this, he's absorbed in this transcendental consciousness. And in that way, the anarthas all dissolved into the background. So that part of the self is is not in his consciousness.
Interesting. What do you think? What does that mean? He forgetting himself. What was it? Forgetting himself? He did what?
Forgetting himself, Lord Gaura manifested.
Manifested?
The ecstasy of spiritual love.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. What is that? What do you think that means?
Yeah, well, I would explain it similar. From my experience, it's when you really get so absorbed in devotion of the Lord, when you really feel that you forget everything around you, including yourself and your own desires in that way. So that's how I would imagine it to be.
Yeah. I don't know if the Lord actually had a false ego, I just find it an interesting statement. Forgetting himself, he absorbed his. That's
Teaching.
Yeah. Like teaching. That's interesting. Yeah.
And so
What do you think, wise guy?
The Lord doesn't need to get purified, from a false ego. You can be so lost in ecstasy that it seems as if you forget yourself.
Yeah.
Not from the world anymore.
Yeah.
Forgetting where you
Yeah,
are.
maybe forgetting external consciousness.
Yeah,
I became absorbed in. Yeah. Good. What's the next sentence on that one?
In this way, he enjoyed pastimes in Navadvip. Although he's supremely independent.
See, if like to me that if you're not absorbed in spiritual love or can do that, there's no real spiritual pastime there. It's like he's absorbed in real pastimes, eternal. Yeah. Okay, good. What's that?
Although he is supremely independent, he agrees to be controlled by his devotees.
Oh, wow. What does that mean, Lalita?
Can you read it once more?
Although he's supremely independent, he agrees to be controlled by his devotees.
Oh yeah. They can make him dance, and they can make him move, and they can control him. They can really control him by their devotion. They can seduce him.
It feels for me, it feels very playful. He allows it to play with them. They play with him.
Well, yeah, when they really want him, they really can get what they want.
What is this hymn that they control?
They
What
control the
what is
Vedanta.
it?
They control the Vedanta by their devotion. They received his depth. He's sharing himself. He's showing his face. He's showing his jewels. He shows up in all his glory, in all his most deep beauty. I wanna see you, God. I wanna know what you mean. I wanna see the depth of this verse, etc., etc.
Hmm.
I really want to see you.
Yeah,
Ah. So he's controlled by his devotees, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, but because of their devotion.
Oh, yeah.
When he sees devotion, he runs.
Hmm. Yeah,
You can make him run.
Then there is communication. Then there is
Yeah.
playfulness.
Yeah, there is a
It's
dance.
alive.
There is a dance.
Connection. The relation is alive.
It's like I feel I want to associate with all of you because you guys have this certain bhakti that I want, this taste that I'm looking for because I feel related to those devotees following exactly this kind of devotion. Or chanting like Lita in ecstasy and like sharing tears of ecstasy and laughter and heart elation, getting all into this bhakti, this prema.
Sounds romantic.
Yeah.
What do you think, wise guy?
I'm a single man. I don't know anything about romantic situations.
Single but pregnant.
I'm single but pregnant. Not too much prashadam.
Yeah, to me, it means like something. It means like something like that you can call him, he'll come.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you can't control Krishna, then he won't come. You have to be in control somehow. See, so
Yes, he has no use actually.
you have no rope.
It
or
doesn't
something.
work,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the bhakti is a rope.
It's a rope.
Yeah. Well, it seems like this. It's devotion that controls God to come, so we can see Him. Otherwise, we don't see Krishna. It's like you gotta have a rope. That rope is like devotion, and that wraps around Him and then brings Him, and then you can see the real Krishna. Perceive. Otherwise, we don't really. He's somewhere, and we don't see him. We see something else. You see his Maya. Yeah, Well, just like if you look at people love the world, therefore they see the world. If you love somebody or something, that's what you're looking at. That's what you're desiring. So most people don't see the value of devotion. It's so funny. You come to Hare Krishna movement, and you don't know it's about seeing Krishna. You think you see. You just go there and you go to the deities, and you see the deities, but you don't see them because you don't have that rope of the devotion. The spontaneous devotion, which reveals the real Lord. Otherwise, you just see in this stone thing, or might superimpose Krishna, but it's not.
It's imagination.
Yeah, imagination, fantasies.
Fantasy.
Yeah, it's not the spontaneous. So control is if you control Krishna, you get him so you can actually see him as he is. So yeah. Otherwise, we speculate on what that is. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's sentimental.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of if you come to Hare Krishna movement, it's like we need to ask a lot of questions. Like, okay, why? I mean, to get to the depths. Like, well, why am I coming? Why is anybody coming? What are we coming to Krishna for? Do you want to? Do you want? Who is Krishna? Well, he's that deity. Oh, really? It's just a piece of stone, like some other stone? What are we here for? And then, okay, we're coming to get Krishna. Okay, all right. How about another level? Like, well, what's the best way to see Krishna or perceive Krishna or God? Like get an experience, encounter with God. What's the best way? And so a lot of people are maybe not thinking deeply about it, and they say, well, do austerities. Then you can do it. Then you can attain that God. Or follow regulative devotion service, you attain God. Yeah. Ceremonies, ceremonial worship. Yeah, but do you see God, and how long does it take?
It's about developing love for him, falling in love with him, and then he gets attracted to you as well.
Well, that's the way to see him, because it's like a rope and it brings him, and then you could see the real Krishna, get the right perception. Otherwise, we don't really, we're not clear. That's why Prabodhananda Saraswati said most people do on the level of Vaishnavism is blind adherence to the rules, regulations. You don't know, like, okay, well, what are you actually doing this for? Why are you following rules? And it's like, okay, why are you worshiping like this? It'd be interesting to do a study on that, and to ask people, well, why are you worshiping Krishna? And I think some answers you would think is maybe so I don't go to hell.
Fear,
the fear of
habit.
Yeah, because it says in scriptures, if you don't worship God, you go to hell. Terrible place. And so the method. So the method is devotion. Therefore, what is the quickest? A good question would be to what is the way to attain that devotion quickly? It's funny, and if you just follow rules and regulations, you don't even know that it's to attain devotion, so you can attain Krishna or sight or realization of Krishna, God. And then you can't. The Gita basically says you can't do that. All you can develop is a desire to attain Krishna. Okay? So you develop a desire to attain Krishna, and they're still left. Okay, well, I got a desire. So what do I do? Oh, yeah. Here we go. You go and listen to somebody who knows the essence, right? Oh, you want a desire to attain Krishna? How do you do it quickly? Oh, just follow the Bhagavatam. Well, I'm following the Bhagavatam. Yeah, my guru told me to this class and that class and everything. No, follow the Bhagavatam. Follow be an example. Do what Shukadev Goswami did. Sit in front of a self-realized soul and hear about Krishna. Speculation is interesting. I was listening to this thing about Bitcoin. Yeah,
That's a coincidence.
isn't it? Yeah, and it made me think about this, about Krishna, attaining Krishna. See, River's saying, "Yeah, I'm on the right track." she's in the. She went into the computer now. Yeah. So anyway, this guy was promoting the Bitcoin. There's like 2.5 million other coins. And there's one Bitcoin.
Are there really so many coins?
Yeah, 2 million some coins. Yeah, and they the people that know the Bitcoin thing, they call them shit coins. because it's just crap. They're all made by material motivations and stuff like that. And so the guy was saying, everything else but proof of work is the only real thing. So Bitcoin is one of the main coins that has proof of work. To make it valuable is proof of work. See, to get value out of Bitcoin. And the other coins are all speculations. It's not proof of work. Most of them are they just speculate and make things up why it's so great and everything. And they go back to zero because they're not really valuable. So Krishna consciousness is proof of work. See, Bhagavatam is, you want proof of God? You gotta follow what works, you got to do the work. So Bhagavatam, even though it's in the book, it says how to attain Krishna. Well, yeah, you got to sit down like Mars Parikshit and associate with a pure devotee like Shukadeva Goswami, and you hear. See, so that is the way of Bhagavatam. That's the quickest way. It's proof of work. You want proof of God? You got to do the work. What is the work? You sit in front of a self-realized soul, and they tell you the confidential truths about that Supreme Lord. If you don't do that, by the way, yeah, and then people could say, well, people sat in front of Prabhupada and they still sit and they listen to his tapes. Why don't they realize Krishna? Well, it's the message that you get from the devotee. If my message, I say I'm self-realized, okay, let's pretend, okay, and I'm giving a class, and I say, okay, listen to me, and you're going to realize Krishna, and this is Krishna. He's a bunch of rules. You do these ceremonies, and you do this work. You do the ceremonies, you do the austerities, and you fast, and you do this and do that. So the work you're going to do is different than what the Bhagavatam actually is. See? So if you do the work that the Bhagavatam is telling you from a guru who does that was Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta's main message. They said more than that, but basically they said, okay, you want to realize Krishna? Work for Krishna. Go out there, build temples, distribute my books, translate, do all these things. And by that work, you'll understand Krishna. But that obviously is slower because people still haven't realized Krishna. They don't have the symptoms of that. See? And so the Bhagavatam is not really that. See, Prabhupada wrote the Bhagavatam, and he translated it. But the real Bhagavatam is you sit in front of a self-realized soul like Prabhupada, and they tell you the confidential, essential truths. Yeah. And then you do that kind of work in front of that kind of guru. And then you'll get another result. And the result is what Mars Parikshit got in 7 days. It may take you 7 days, 7 months, 7 years to realize Krishna. But it's a lot faster than many, many lifetimes if you just continue just following Vaidhi Bhakti rules, regulations, and fasting. So the real Bhagavatam is essentially that. You hear about the confidential truths of Krishna and the devotees and confidential truths about devotional service. And that's why you get a quicker result. Okay? But usually the Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, I mentioned this many times because it's really important. Usually the acharyas, they know that purport that I just said. Prabhupada knew this, but they don't give that to you. They give you the rules, the moral teachings, the regulations, the fastings, building, work for Krishna. See, and then in rare cases, you get the real Bhagavatam. You get the real essence of the truth. That's why people realize Krishna much faster here. Okay? You realize what none of these sanghas realize. None of them have proven. See, this is proof of work. See, proof of this work is quick realization of Krishna, where you feel a very deep relationship developing.
Because it brings a seed of devotion in the heart.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
it's the seed of devotion is the confidential truth about it. And one of it is to see devotees who are ecstatically worshiping Krishna. Yeah. And then hearing their Vedanta, the truths that they realize. See, you meet a real Bhakti Vedanta. And the others are just in name only, because they've usually listened to their gurus, who just tell them the superficial message. Okay? So, like a lot of people think, well, Narayan Raj is the highest. We'll just take an example. Or Radhakund Babaji's. Oh, they're the highest. Say Narayan Raj is the highest guru. Okay, what message did you hear? And so it was kind of a combination message of confidential truths about Krishna, a little bit about Lord Chaitanya, but mainly Lady Radha and Krishna and Rupa Goswamis and all of that, and Vaidhi Bhakti. But the confidential truths that you heard didn't produce a result of bhakti. I didn't see any pure bhakti. Didn't see any result. So therefore, what you see, the work that worked in that Sangha and the Radhakund Babaji's big emphasis on the rules, regulations, as far as what people could do. They couldn't attain the ecstatic platform of spiritual devotion that Lord Chaitanya brought. Only here in this Sangha. Okay? Because you notice, and I'm kind of not emphasizing the rule path, you notice? Narayan Raj and Radhakund Babaji's had to do they had to emphasize the rule path as well as the confidential ecstatic path. But they couldn't pull off the ecstatic path. They couldn't manifest it. You couldn't get that kind of result from that work. See, here I don't, even mention following the rule path, but just really focus on this path, and this is the result. That's Vaishnavism, contemporary Vaishnavism in a nutshell to this time. Have you ever heard anything like this? Nowhere. This is really analyzing the situation to see why, things aren't, why you're not seeing ecstatic love of God just anywhere and everywhere in Vaishnavism, except here, because first of all, we must have the empowerment, proof of work, this work. If this is working, you're going to have the result of ecstatic devotion in some devotees. Okay?
This is a part of the gift.
Yeah, so that's the thing, because we're doing what Shukadev Goswami did and got the result in Maharaj Parikshit was love of God. We're doing what the wives of the Brahmins did, that example. See, it's proof of work. So they associated with the ecstatic cowherd boys. It doesn't say what they, did or anything, but it must have been good because they were just natural devotees. And they produced a result of love of God. It says that in the Bhagavatam. And they came back and converted their husbands because they were doing rules, regulations. And they thought, God, they didn't believe in the ecstatic path. They thought, no, it's being a Brahmin that's important. And that's what we're dealing with in Vaishnavism now. Oh, no, it's important. Rules, regulations, Varnashram Dharma, Prabhupada said, Bhaktisiddhanta said, it's important to be a Brahmin type, or sannyasi, renounce the world. See, but that's not that's the real Bhagavatam, but you're in that position of believing that. See, the wives of the Brahmins thought, no, it's the real truth is quicker ascertained just associating with these ecstatic devotees and let them tell us about the deep truths about Krishna because they know and they're willing to tell us. Okay? And that's why ISKCON is so slow and we're quick, you see, because and so that's why I keep emphasizing if you're not a resident of Vrindavan, you're not really in the real line yet. You're not a real spiritual master of this line. on this level, which is really, I mean, if you're spiritually greedy, you should be wanting this, like, yeah, man, I want this. Yeah, so that's why you have to be a resident of Vrindavan. The cowherd boys were resident of Vrindavan. Shukadev Goswami was also. See? How come it's always everywhere? All the real gurus are residents of Vrindavan, or self-realized. And all of a sudden, nowadays, people have this other idea. See, this is they have another opinion. Oh, you don't have to be a resident of Vrindavan to be a guru. Or, oh yeah, let me imitate a resident of Vrindavan and be a guru. See, that's why there is,
Yeah, and what they say, everyone is a resident of Vrindavan.
Oh,
that's also.
Who says that?
Who said it? I came to this example because you were talking. Like some people, they say everyone is realized. Everyone is
everybody.
Part and parcel of
God
Krishna,
is in everybody,
and everyone is in that level where I am. Yeah.
So, Johan, does he believe that?
No, not the way.
No,
Well,
that
Sort of.
Yeah, explain more
That's
what you mean.
And I have this idea when you are, let's say you are an animal. How do you communicate with God? Yes. When if you are a cat, yes, you can only imagine who is God. God is the biggest cat I know. It's a super big cat.
Yeah.
So it's about your own position, your own identification, and in that way, you can have a relationship with God and communicate. So it's narrowed by your own identification.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are in this consciousness of unity and oneness, you can only see the unity and oneness, and you cannot have an intimate, personal communication and vision of God.
Yeah, and that's why you need to hear from those who have a different vision.
Yeah,
a deeper vision.
There's more complete and most complete, and the one who thinks he is complete, is not receptive for the higher level, the most complete.
Yeah. Interesting.
But residents of Vrindavan are ecstatic devotees. They receive the mercy. They receive the mercy of Chaitanya. They have real contact with Radha and Krishna. They live there. They live on that platform. They can fly there. They can dive there. They stay there.
Yeah.
But some they fantasize they are there. That's what Guru says. What I hear, and then they. But they are not really alive there. They are not the real residents.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why
are you saying they're thinking they're residents?
They it's a kind of speculation.
Yeah.
They are in imagination.
Yeah, there's different ways. See, people might perceive the Brahman level, this oneness level, and they think this is the highest thing. Yeah, or whatever, So
but the confusing thing about if you read Shastra or study Shastra, and when they talk about a self-realized soul, but if you have 3 levels of self-realization, they never say it has to be self-realization on the level of Vrindavan. One who is self-realized on Brahman is also a self-realized soul.
It's true. Yeah, at that level.
Not a resident of Vrindavan.
But if Bhagavad Gita 4:34 approach a self-realized soul, but there is not mentioned that it has to be a Vrindavan self-realized soul.
Even the Bhagavatam says approach a self-realized soul, and it says there are 2 types. One is the Brahman realized, and another is the Bhagavan realized, and also Paramatma too, but so you could say that's self-realized to that level. The difference, but so the preaching here is in terms of a of our parampara, is a Vrindavan, is to bring us into the revelation of Vrindavan. See, so that preaching in terms of that, so and to worship Krishna Vrindavan, you need the special bhav, is spontaneous, ecstatic devotion, and very intense, very deep, and that ropes that level of Krishna and brings it to you where you can see that that Krishna is usually hiding behind all these things. He's hiding behind everything, but devotion exposes that, Lord. It's like a lasso, and the lasso that the supreme absolute revelation, and brings it like right up to you, so you can perceive. Oh, this Krishna, interesting. And without that bhav, you can't really know the real Krishna. Is speculating. That's why so many in Vaishnavism, it is the highest thing. And unless you meet the real parampara, our real associate, Lord Chaitanya, you don't get a clear perception of the real Krishna. This, it's all in these revelations of Prabodhana's poems. He talks about this. He said those who worship Govinda don't even understand Krishna very deeply. He said the love of the residents of Vrindavan was revealed at the time of Lord Chaitanya. See, the real understanding of that, because you need to get that very powerful ecstatic devotion to realize such things, such depths of Krishna. And that's why the only practical way is meeting a real Vrindavan resident and becoming, like, following the process of being a disciple and all that. Yeah, that's why I ended up doing the guru trip, because I tried it different ways. I got the order from Prabhupada to do this in essence. And so I did it for a while, and it was kind of working. People were coming, so it was working. And then I started to think, well, maybe, I don't know, this is a big responsibility, maybe, especially when I met the Narayan Raj, and he said, oh, it's just a dream, this thing. Yeah, you got the living devotee here, me, basically. So, I mean, then my wife is attracted. I said, well, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, See, so I started developing doubt, and which was good, because, you got to be convinced by intelligence and logic, and you got to really see what's really going on there in the whole thing. So I lost, basically, it's kind of like that Neo guy, in the Matrix. He goes to see the lady, the oracle, and she had questions, says, are you the one? And he says, well, I came to you to find out if I'm the one. And she looks at him, she says, no, you're not the one. Go eat some cookies over there. Yeah. Because she saw he was doubtful, and he was looking for external confirmation, and he didn't know what is the real standard. He was the one, but he didn't know what that meant at that time. See, so he had to go through experience to find out. And so that's the journey for us all. Is like we all gotta understand: are you the one? See, if you're because you better be convinced.
But here it's very clear. It's a prema emanates.
See, you got to be convinced, and also because people lie about being the one. That's another thing. That's a false representative. They may even honestly, sincerely think they're the one, See, but what do we teach? What's being taught here? I said, okay, if the person's the one, say they realize Vrindavan, they're a Vrindavan resident. Okay, does it show up in do the verses confirm it in the thing? And if you're preaching, does what you're communicating, does it have the symptoms of this kind of bhakti? So the scriptures confirm it, that this kind of bhakti that's here, and also people, it's being transferred to people and they're also getting it. See, and then you get the confirmations. So it becomes really convincing, not only to like me and to you all, but to the world. Gradually, people will see this is what they're really looking for. And that's where the purification is, this ecstatic worship, this sadhu sangha is purifying the atmosphere subjectively. People are coming because of just playing with Krishna every day. That's all they did in Vrindavan. They played with Krishna every day and purified the universe. Basically, we're doing the same thing. You know, sporting with Krishna, interacting with Krishna transcendentally. This is the rasa dance, causes all these kind of activities we have, and the purification, all that stuff. And this is purifying us, and the emanations going out and purifying the world too. And everybody starts to come closer. It's like Jesus said, if I'm raised up on the pole, I will draw all men unto me. See, but that if I am, that I am. It was, when you look at Jesus, he's a devotee. When Krishna or the Christ is raised up in us, see, then people start to become drawn. See, drawn to Krishna. And it starts with the first fruits, the ones who come first. That's why it's always starts small, and then the group becomes a kind of a nuclear, like a nuclear bomb. It's very condensed energy. Yeah, has a lot of potency. That's how Krishna won the war, because he was with faithful devotees. He had 5 really faithful persons, and with Krishna, it's very powerful. It's like, and they won the war. That's why I keep saying we're going to win, because as long as Krishna is central here, and it stays, people stay fixed on this here, it'll continue, and people will be drawn to it. Why not? It's powerful. Especially as you start to see, like Fanny, is coming sharing, like, wow, my life has changed. I'm a different person, and I'm changing, I'm transforming. Do you feel Krishna in your life? Huh? Yeah, you feel, yeah. This is powerful. Then you'll see Vaidhi Bhaktis will start to come, and they'll think, you really feel great? You really sat? Yeah. How'd you do that? Well, I'm in sadhu sangha. I have a real guru. This, and he's really connected. It's really true. And how can people really argue with that when they see you're a living example? Oh, they might, deny it for a while. It's children, right? Yeah, and gradually more and more will come, and because the Lord wants to liberate people. Well, what are we wasting our time here for? Might as well go back to Goloka. But we're here to preach. And Jesus said kind of a similar thing when he prayed to his God. He said, Lord, I don't ask you to take them out of this world. Keep them here. Preach this message. Whoa. What's up?
I hear that.
Oh, you hear something? Huh?
Yeah.
He don't hear.
He doesn't hear.
He's listening though. Yeah. So it's powerful, this stuff here that we're doing. Okay, let's see. Noodle says, there was a song I was hearing today. Did not know it existed. I felt the urge to type those lyrics, and there comes a song. It is that Lord is known for living inside living entities who cultivate love for him through his devotee. Can it be any perfect? Yeah, that's it, man. See, the Lord is known for living inside the living entities who cultivate love for him through his devotee. That's conclusive. Yeah. That's the parampara system in a nutshell. You listen about Krishna from a self-realized soul and cultivate this special love, through the parampara system, through the disciplic line. This love is transferred from a realized soul to a devotee, person who is sincerely wants this. Because you see the tests you have to go through if you. Yeah, so that's very conclusive, Noodles. That's the way it works, man. So many verses saying that same essential thing in so many different ways. Arjuna, because you're my disciple and my friend, my devotee and my friend, you are qualified to understand this transcendental science. Okay? Just from that, acting, see that proof of work. If you can work that verse, if you can act according to that verse, and sincerely, then you become qualified to understand this transcendental science. That's why, you see why I always say the same. And I tell people all the time, because I've seen this happen so many times. Look, I had this guy, Johan, here for 6 years, and he wasn't really oh, sorry, Johan, but thank you for your service, man. I really getting on. I finally, this, you were born for this. How many persons like you can just manifest? You have to be the dumbest of the dumb to take this job. Really, 6 years and he didn't figure it out. It's pretty amazing, man. So, see, never became a real disciple or friend of Guru. Therefore, he's just naturally not qualified to understand these deep things that we discuss here every day. And that's just a small portion of the masses of people in Vaishnavism. We're all like that, basically, because you got to go to one self-realized soul. And to be honest with you, I never met one that I really could say, this guy's got it. He's a real associate Lord Chaitanya. Not even one. So you got to find even one and do that. And if you work, see, that's proof of work to Krishna. Krishna says, oh, now you got some value. Bitcoin has value because it's proof of work. See? That's why it's number one coin. Okay? Number one. It's called Bitcoin dominance over every other coin because they're all worthless. They're not proof of work.
Bitcoin dominant?
Dominance. Dominate over all the other coins. Sometimes the others dominate for a time because there's so many of them, and there are a lot of fools out there. They go for so it's the same thing with bhakti. Right now speculation is dominating the world. Yeah. But you see, here it's proof of work that dominates, and eventually this will work. The true value of this way, this path, this bhakti will dominate over everything. That's how Bitcoin started. So I use Bitcoin as a great analogy because it was useless. It seemed useless. It seemed worthless. You could buy Bitcoin for less than a penny. There was not even it was a zero. It would just give it to you. See? But the guy who created this thing, he knew in the future it would have tremendous value. It would just take time for people to figure it out. It's the same thing with bhakti. This bhakti that we have is the most valuable potency. It's just true. What we have is the most valuable path, potency, treasure, that you can find in this universe. And we've got it, man. You can't touch this unless you come here and follow the process. Listen long enough and become a disciple and a friend here of the devotees and guru. Yeah. And you become automatically qualified. Krishna will give himself to you. If you don't do that work, then Krishna's saying, well, you got no proof of work here. You're not, this is the work. If you can't turn your camera on, regularly and listen to these messages and get purified by hearing them and hearing the truth and developing a taste for the conclusive truth, then you're not going to be delivered. It's always been that way. If you think, well, no, I can be a Buddhist and be delivered. No, you can't. The Buddhists will tell you the same thing. Don't you know the truth is hiding in plain sight? The Buddha told you after many lifetimes, it's always a many lifetime thing, you'll attain nirvana. You'll attain emptiness. And who the hell wants to be empty? A lot of bullshit going on in this world. That's why he says the Dalai Lama said, go get that. He's been fooled. And then you got these gurus, the highest ones in the Gaudiya Vaishnava line, right? Highest one. Also, many lifetime trip, right? To realize Krishna. Right? Because they don't have the power to do it. But Lord Chaitanya's associates, hey, once you get the order, man, once you get the confirmations, you got the power. It's everybody. You want to read chapter 10 of Adi Leela in Chaitanya Charitamrita. You'll see it's all there. Yeah. Chapter 10, the devotees of Lord Chaitanya had the strength to deliver ecstatic love to people. Okay? Nobody else does. See, that's why, everybody's saying, who are those guys? They don't even dress like devotees and all of this, See, they don't even know that what we're doing is what Krishna consciousness is all about. Is giving, distributing the gift of ecstatic spiritual love like Lord Chaitanya. That's why he came here. If you don't know that, you don't know why the Lord came here in this incarnation. Therefore, why should you be able to go back? It says that in Bhagavad Gita, those who know the purpose of the descent of the Lord, go back to the kingdom of God. You go back there. Okay? But in Kali Yuga, the association's so bad that you better know the purpose of Lord Chaitanya's descent here. Because if you don't know, you are not going back to the spiritual world. It's the association so bad in this Kali Yuga, you can't make it. I look at all these gurus and I see big false egos, man. Big speculations. None of them can transmit this to anybody. The only real authorities are here. This Sangha, if the real mission of Lord Chaitanya is fructifying here. See, the fruit of ecstatic devotions, fructifying here. Yeah.
There is nothing as powerful as transcendental love. The power of transcendental love is extremely powerful. You wake up Krishna in the souls, in the hearts of people. You really bring them back to Godhead by making them attractive for God.
Yeah. That's right. You got to be attracted to the Krishna that you're worshiping. People got to see that it's real. Brahma says, how is nirvana different from samadhi? I don't know how nirvana is different. I never cared to go to nirvana. Sounds like a nerve-wracking place, Just the idea, nirvana. Do you want to go to nirvana? I'd rather go to Vrindavan. Nobody really knows because, if I look at the Buddhists that supposedly attain nirvana, they're not very impressive to me, the ones I've seen. Have you seen anybody that? Yeah. You know, if whatever nirvana, see, the thing is, here, you know, this is the thing. Here we're teaching about Vrindavan. See? And Vrindavan is a place of qualities. It's like supreme personality of Godhead. You start to see some different kind of qualities here. Yeah. Different. You see this ecstatic love that was in Vrindavan. See the conception of Krishna and his pastimes, or we promote here. Yeah, yeah. God, how did we get into this?
This.
Oh yeah, yeah. Read that verse again.
Forgetting himself, Lord Gaura manifested the ecstasy of spiritual love. In this way, he enjoyed pastimes in Navadvip.
The ecstasy of spiritual love. That's what it's all about. Yeah, because if you have spiritual love, it didn't Mother Yashoda, she was 2 fingers too short, but not really. Everybody else is, because she had devotion. She could capture Krishna, right?
He gave it up.
Yeah, because of her devotion, he allowed himself to be bound by Mother Yashoda. What is the meaning of these things? Yeah, well, if you have real devotion, well, Krishna agrees to be bound to you forever. You like that? You want to be bound to God in the form of Krishna forever? Do you?
Yes.
Yeah, do you?
Yes.
Wow, with no doubt. I've asked people sometimes here in the Sangha. I remember years ago I asked Sachi. Do you hear Sachi? I asked Sachi, do you want to be bound to Krishna? Do you want devotion? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, she looked at her cat. Well, she's scared, and I'm also scared. I don't know. We're a little scared. I'm just playing with you there, Sachi.
It's cute.
It's just
actually
cute.
so cute.
See, it's just cute.
It's cute, yeah.
But now Sachi says pretty much like, yeah, I think so. She's getting there. There's progress for her. Yeah, she knows. You need always a turtle in the Sangha. Turtles. They make it. I had a turtle. He was strong. Did I tell you the story? He had a hole in the back. I don't know if my father drilled it or something, but he had a hole there, and I tied, in the shell, and I tied a rope to it to make sure it wouldn't go in. The damn thing broke the rope. Yeah. Turtles are strong. That's why they keep going, You know how many we have a lot of hares that come in here. They get really ecstatic really fast, and then they like a kangaroo. They just jump right out of somewhere else. Sachi's still here. Okay, what do we got here? Janaki says, I do. Yeah, she wants, see, see, Janaki is very clear. Oh, no, Sachi's here. Oh, let's see.
She came running.
We just joking with you, Sachi. You know. I'm here. Turtles can carry their back. Right. That's right. Turtles can carry in their back. That's a lot of good qualities of turtles. Yeah. The turtle, isn't it funny? The turtle won the race. The hare didn't win in that story. Didn't the turtle win the race?
Full of self-confidence. Yeah.
Yes. It's a wise guy. Oh, he's very quiet, silent, thinking deeply, huh?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm reading the comment of Subhadra Perry from what she thinks what nirvana might mean.
Yeah, what does it mean?
She says nirvana, maybe nir is no, and vana, forest, or vani, sound vibration. Vrindavan and Dhanaka are forests with the sound vibration. That's where the Lord resides. Just saying. Speculation could be.
Ah, okay, yeah. Nirvana means near no vana, no forest. Yeah, who the heck would want to go to a place that has no Vrindavan forest? Yeah, the whole point is to go to Vrindavan forest. And Vrindavan Dhanika are forests with sound vibration. So you see, that's how we realize Vrindavan is through sound vibration. What is that? You can't eat that. Candy, that's another pet peeve. And M&Ms, God knows what crap they put in there. Why'd you eat an apple? Isn't that more healthy? Yeah. How about a date? Have some dates. Eat some prunes. Go sit on the toilet for half an hour. Yeah. No, it's true. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Good idea. I'm just saying felt like that. It's not really what it means, maybe. No, it does. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sounds right. Yeah. Yeah, so Krishna consciousness is all about this ecstatic spiritual love, and that's how you attain Krishna. Yeah. Why just be satisfied with Krishna's name only? You need the feeling, because then it makes attraction to the name. Isn't that what Jesus, his mission was to get people ready? He preached to them 3 years, get ready for the Holy Spirit. Then the real mission began. He even said, "You're going to be my witnesses." See? So, and not just for the whole thing, how to get into the kingdom is you go through real devotees who have real body. You believe in the message. See, you believe in what works. See, the work that works.
Without a witness, not a word.
Yeah.
Preach.
Yeah.
It's a witness who can speak about the experiences.
Yeah. I mean, you people in ISKCON, use people in ISKCON. You people. Use people. Use you Vites. You Vites. You should be. I mean, if you think about it, you come here. We'll give everybody a thinking cap. We'll kickstart that critical thinking. Think, well, what's the purpose of Krishna consciousness is to attain ecstatic spiritual love. What's the best way to do that? Hear about the confidential messages, the essential messages of the Bhagavatam and of Chaitanya Leela. And that's the quickest way. You hear it from a real devotee who's a real resident, who you can see with your own eyes. They have ecstatic devotion. The Lord has given himself so that the Lord can enjoy fully through that devotee. Yeah. Isn't that basically what's happening? The Lord's enjoying. He's enjoying fully for the devotee, and we just get to enjoy with the Lord. Yoga Maya. See, that's a realized soul thing. These on the Brahman level thing. What is this? That ain't the truth.
You fall out of the air.
Yeah. No, it's about
talking about.
Yeah, it's about being God, or one with God. And no, it's about being a devotee to taste this relationship. Don't we like relationships in this world?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You like a family and all that. Well, God, it has to be at least that good, if not better, with God, and it's definitely better because it lasts longer. I mean, that's why the thing is, you become more detached from our families more. You realize, okay, we're here. This is our karma. We got this family, and it's nice. But this lasts forever. When you die, your family's here. And they just think about you for a while. Then they go on with their business. Right? They just, oh, okay, yeah, they're gone. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's go and do, they just refocus on other things. That's Maya, just, What are you going to do? That's the nature of Maya. Yeah, but true love is where it's at, man. This is lasting. This relationship is all. It's all in us. That's why this is for the welfare of everybody, isn't it? Because it's for everybody. You know, we're all got that potentiality is to love God. It's the greatest realization, the greatest happiness, greatest treasure. It's the greatest perfection in life. You know, you can go through the whole universe up and down, and you can learn this thing and that thing and so many mundane things and material things and all. You can spend so many lifetimes doing that and not even know that love of God is the greatest thing, the greatest truth. You could even say, like Lord Chaitanya said, it's the only truth in this world. The devotees are the only truth, simply because they have love for God, pure love for God. Everything else is temporary. Yeah. Next, no, he's not. Is he a reader?
Yeah, I can.
Oh.
But in English it will be a little bit.
A little hard? Oh, okay. So we'll pass it.
I'm not a reader.
Yeah, I know.
But she's a good reader.
Yeah.
I think you.
Oh,
No, you are a good reader. No.
no, I want a bad reader. Here you go. I want a bad reader.
Say a bad girl?
No, I said a bad reader.
Bad
I
reader.
want a bad reader.
Ah, bad reader. Sounded the same. Because the bad girl is on this side.
Well, that's.
Yeah.
We're over here. You're a bad girl.
Yeah.
Bad girl? No, you're a good girl.
Come on. I never forget.
She's got a memory.
Oh, like an elephant.
Go ahead there.
The people of this world cannot understand the ways of his pastimes. Only his personal associates understand his intentions. Understanding his intentions, Srivas, Haridas, Murari, and Mukunda Singh, they were overcome with the bliss of spiritual love. Overcome with the bliss, the Lord's personal associates sang and danced. Then Avadut, Lord Nityananda Raya arrived. Someone said,
See, they understood his intentions. This is the whole problem. They understood the intentions of the Lord was to relish ecstatic love. And so therefore they, hey, the Lord wants to do this. So let's, and you can internalize that because the Lord is in here. See, they understand the intention is to relish ecstatic love. See, that's why we preach that. We preach, well, hey, man, let us tell you some confidential things about what the Lord wants and likes. The Lord wants to relish ecstatic love through you and everybody. Yeah, that's his greatest happiness. Oh, and that's our nature. When perfect realization, you realize, hey, man, the Lord wants to relish, and I'm here to assist him in relishing. And I get the payment too of also tasting this because we've become very close with the Lord. You see, you get pure. That's why you got to get purified now. Yeah. Otherwise, you don't get to to know these things. Yeah. Okay, go ahead there, Radhi.
Someone said, Avadut Lord Nityananda has come. There were greetings of Jaya, Jaya!
Hari Hari!
Everyone joyfully sang auspicious songs. Lord Nityananda walked slowly like an intoxicated person. But when he heard of the sounds of Hari, Hari!
Hari Hari!
His heart was overcome. Shanadana, open your eyes. I'm pointing you. He stopped. He became unsteady. His 2 feet walked and then stopped. He looked into the fault direction. From head to foot, the hairs of his body stood erect, hairs that defeated the glory of the Kadamba flower. Flamant. He tilted his neck, With 2 reddish eyes, he intently looked about. Then he became wild. He screamed and he ran. He ran to the hundreds and hundreds of devotees. Overcome with bliss, he ran to Lord Gora Raya. Seeing Lord Nityananda, Lord Gauranga rightly embraced him. They were both overcome with spiritual love. From their eyes, tears of spiritual love and bliss flowed. Overcome with bliss, their bodies trembled. They blissfully danced with their associates. They were like Krishna and Balaram surrounded by the cowboys. When dancing came to an end, Lord Gaura announced, "Now, please wash Lord Nityananda's feet on your heads, except the water that has washed Lord Nityananda's feet. Then you will be tossed by waves of spiritual bliss and love." Hearing Lord Gaura's command, everyone felt their hearts become filled with bliss. They said, "We accept the Lord's command. On our heads we will place the water that has washed Lord Nityananda's feet." Hearing Lord Gaura command, Lord Nityananda wept in ecstatic love. Tears fell from his reddish eyes. He joyfully embraced everyone. Everyone was tossed by blissful waves in the ocean of spiritual love. Overcome with spiritual love, everyone wept. They held Lord Nityananda's feet to their hearts. There was an endless festival of spiritual love. Within their hearts, everyone was effulgent with love.
Again, love, 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 love. Yeah, it's just Krishna consciousness is about spiritual love, isn't it? You know, and it's ecstatic spiritual love. That's the whole thing. It's so funny, people. They think it's something else. Yeah. That's why you see we need to discuss the confidential nature of the mission of the Lord, was to distribute ecstatic spiritual love as a gift, the gift. So people, we have to talk about this. We have to discuss this so that people get clear about what is the real path, what is the real truth, what is the essence. Otherwise, you just don't know. I mean, you're going this way, and that's not where No, it's going to ecstatic spiritual love. How do we get there quickly? That's spiritual greed. Yeah. So yeah. Why don't we get people up here, huh? Hey, who wants to come on? Where's this? Yeah, the link. Okay. Yeah, as he's on it, get the thing up there. Let us start. The TV.
Oh, that's
That was
who arranged
Fernando.
that.
Oh, he did it.
Yeah, he had
Oh,
to-
Fernando. Oh, okay. Anyway,
He had a mini computer.
Oh yeah, mini computer. Wow. Okay, who wants to come up here? Here I get. Yeah, and let's see who we get here. Oh yeah, and here, Amy, I'll give you the link on. Here's the link on YouTube. You can come on by way of YouTube here.
I sent the link in 18.
Krishna Hare. Yeah. Krishna Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare. Okay, we got a good sport here. Noodles. Yeah. So give us a word, Noodle. What's up?
Can today, I'm like I said in the comment, yeah, I was gone to basically cook, and then I just felt the urge to type few words. Yeah, I really wanted to hear that song. I mean, hear a song which goes in that mood, like, come and rescue me kind of a thing. And then I
Right.
didn't know there was a song, there was a song, and then I played that song, and the lyrics were so nice there. He says like, he's the Lord who's in a little ant, he's the one who's in Brahma, he's the one who's sitting in Shiva, inside, residing inside an ant to Shiva,
Huh?
provided they, I mean, with love, yeah, they, provided they have love for him, and then he resides within them with love, and through, and that can happen through the love of a devotee. I mean, through the love that a devotee can give them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's parampara.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how, these songs, we don't even know that they exist, but all of them teach the same thing that you keep telling over and over and over. Now I can like really see that. It's
Yeah.
amazing. And that greed that you're talking, I mean, I'm really impatient in that sense, Maharaj. I really don't have enough patience to just hang around and wait for it. I want reciprocation immediately, and I have my expectations high from him, so he better do it kind of a thing. I really want it quick. I don't like, waiting forever.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, spiritual greed. That's so important. You got to be with devotees who want this. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you see, when you have that awakening, then you see these purports. See, especially when faith in Guru and Krishna, or for you it's Ram, it's the same thing. Yeah. Uh, then these truths are, they just, you can recognize them and you can relish them, appreciate them. And basically all the scriptures keep saying that, keep telling everybody, just come through the door, come through the door. Come through the gurus, the devotees who have this love, and then you can
Yeah.
cultivate it in their association. Otherwise, uh, there's no cultivation of this. It's very specific. Well, who is this here?
Please.
Who is this?
Hi.
I
Is it
thought I was seeing Woody. No, that's not. That's who is this? This
oh
is what you Haven.
yeah.
Haven, welcome, Haven. Nice.
Hi.
Boy, you're in a nice environment over there too. Look at that, the woods. Yeah, boy, we keep getting all kinds of Bhakti Tom wants to get it. As soon as the pretty girl comes, there it's Tom.
Yeah, there's somebody in Told you.
We'll put him over there. Keep him a little distant there. Yeah. Well, nice to meet you, Haven. Have you heard our videos before?
I'm completely blind, just coming right on in. Hi. Thank you.
Yeah, I can feel your vibration is really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, are you on? Is this YouTube? You're on YouTube, or is it Facebook?
It says restream.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're actually coming from Reef Stream then.
Yeah.
If she clicks on the link, then she comes in this.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but usually it works on a platform. Like I broadcast on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch
I don't know.
and Odyssey, I think it is, or something. Oh, Rumble. Yeah. But you're just coming directly on Restream, huh? Restream?
Yes, I'd never even heard of it before. Like, I'm just like, I didn't even know what I was clicking on, and here I am. So thank you. I actually have to use the restroom.
Well, hey, you can. We'll wait for you.
Okay, I'll be right back. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll wait for you. No, it's
It
just.
started raining too.
Yeah. Is Amy here too? Is it? Amy, where are you, man? Come on. We need some help here. What happened to Mary? What happened to you there, Mary?
Even is present on Facebook.
Yeah.
Mary says.
Oh, she's on Facebook. Yeah. I thought you have to come through a particular platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Woody, how you doing?
Well, I just woke up and my morning's very rough. I never feel good when I wake up. When I wake up, I never feel good when I wake up. I watch in the morning because if I don't watch the material energy takes a hold and the vibe is just low. And I was like, and today my my whole family was around the table. And it was kind of weird. Like, I was like thinking, while they were talking, I had my headphones on. I could hear them too. So I was like, well, if I can't concentrate, I'll just turn it off. So I turned it off and I started feeling bad. But in the morning, I just feel bad in the morning. So I watch in the morning so I can get some energy. But it's like in the mornings I just feel totally bad and like totally drained. And like it's hard to sleep because there's always a TV on and there's always some noise or something. Like the time I feel like actually going to sleep and wait, like the time I actually feel like going to sleep is the time to wake up where my mind actually gets comfortable or my body. But it's like as soon as I wake up, there's all these things that come. Like I feel this energy that comes as soon as I wake up. I'm bombarded by my family. But I doubt again in the morning sometimes. Like I was like doubting you because there's just all this like negative low vibration energy. Like I don't really doubt you, but I'm going to the suffering from purification just really sucks. But it's better than being in the world and all the negativity. But I'm just tired of feeling unpleasant, and feeling bad. And I'm just tired of feeling bad. It takes me like an hour or two to feel good. I wake up in the morning, but it's like you're just having truth and like it's just such a raw truth. It's like so different from anything I've heard. You're like I'm listening, my mind like I resist, like my mind resists what you say. I like resist what you say. I'm like, I mean,
Oops, you froze there. He froze. I think your signal is weak there. You can maybe go off and come back on. So Haven, So what are you into in life? What is your thing?
Oh, I'm a little bit of a freak. I by trade, midwifery is how I entered this world. Um, so I was born at home and I just had a really great entry. So that was like with Reiki and like hands-on midwifery and really touch oriented family. So that's kind of how I conduct my life is through like full sentience and integration as much as I can in every step that I'm learning. And I show up in this world through my artwork and through my communication with people through diving into the emotional aspects of what it is we're feeling. You know, I'm listening to the gentleman who is tired in the morning and I can hear all of these things happening and I'm like, yep, you know, and I'm already getting things, you know. I was like, oh, he needs to switch his planets. He needs to, you know, and so it's very, I'm a listener. And so I feel and I see and I know and I sense. And I just bring that out however it's needed in that moment.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah. So like an empath.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It just, for me, it's sentience. So it's just kind of like you have this run-on sentence of life, and I'm learning to use my gifts just like everyone else, and they move and they shift and they expand and they contract and they breathe, and it's a pretty humbling experience.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think of the world situation now? Have you picked up anything on the energy of where the world is? What's happening with the world?
I feel like that can go in a lot of ways. So I particularly don't extend myself too far out there right now because I was in such a healing space with my family. So my husband was in the military for 20 years, so I did a lot of world service and I was out in the community, and then that needed to turn inward. And so I I don't know what's going on out in the world, but I know what's going on within the evolution of the soul and how that's kind of showing up in the world. And that's really through like developing our telepathy right now and coming through that throat. I feel like we've done all of this beautiful heart work to balance our voices so we can, I just heard so we can protect and not project.
Aha, protect and not project. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That's a higher vibration.
Yeah, it's like protecting the sacred and what we hold near and dear to our hearts, but like we're all in like these immense places of pain right now, and so like my body is really hurting, and I wasn't used to it hurting. I was a healthy, you know, mid-40s woman, and I had no issues. And when I started to get deeper and deeper and consciously like open up my body, I started to get a lot of pain, and so that became a whole nother story in itself.
Oh wow. Yeah. I'm just noticing that people are becoming more aware in the last couple of years about what's going on, and actually more participating
Yeah.
instead of just sitting back, you know, and taking it and being like passive, and we're almost kind of forced. We're
Right.
almost yeah forced to get into that situation of participating, you know, in governance, in our own governance of ourselves, and with each other, and finding a new something more beautiful, more intelligent, more connected. You know, more connected. Yeah.
That's kind of like that, weaving it all together to bring that sentience forth that goes like, I can have all these experiences and I can be this multifaceted person, and I can really move through the world in such a unique way. And that to me, it almost feels like compassion. So when you're talking about moving and that movement and taking action, love, right, is the frequency and the vibration. But if we add action to that, that in fact actually equals compassion. Compassion means guided action. So we take that action in empathy, not in sympathy, and not like as is something ours to carry, and we move it through, and then we just keep moving. And I love that because we're really helping each other.
Yeah, it's important. Sharing gifts is important too. You know, um, whatever God has given you, or whatever you conceive God to be, you know, and sharing that with the world. Yeah. No, it's great. I could see that you kind of know what you're here to do. So,
Yeah, absolutely. I came into this world, I was like ready to go. My mom,
yeah.
like, she knew it. And it was just, I think that's so, just wherever we're at in our soul paths, mine
Yeah.
happened to be like that entry that was like, listen, I know my soul lessons. I remember being very young, like 6 years old, and talking to my mom and going like, I have to wait till I grow up, and like, I was so impatient. Like, I was a runaway real young at like age 12. I started to run
Oh.
away, not because my family life was fine, but because like I think it was classified as running away in the traditional sense, but for me it felt like I was running towards something.
Aha.
Dropped out of school in the 10th grade, at the beginning of the 10th grade, and I actually went to set up a Montessori school in Washington State in the Chumash area called Middle Earth. And that was like, I, like at 16 years old. And so, and then I got married at 18. And so like, and I've been married ever since, 29 years. So it's just been this, like, if you can trust yourself, that's all you need. The rest will come. And that makes me want to weep.
No. Yeah.
Because if you have that and you can learn to trust like how you move in this world and feel confident in it, it doesn't mean you got to be perfect in it, but you like just be like, okay, like it doesn't matter if this is funky, I can do this.
Yeah.
All the rest will be fine. I love it.
What a beautiful being you are.
Thank you.
Amy, what do you think? Give us a word there.
All right, that was a lot to follow up with because I got a little teary-eyed there for a second.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Wow. No, this is like everything is always happening in such perfect timing, like with all of this. I'm a part of this group for a while now, a couple of years, and this was perfect. Like this was like you coming onto this stream right now was exactly what like I needed to hear, something like that, because we go through a lot of purification, and I've been in the ring of fire over here with that. So yeah, I don't really know how much to say right now, but that was amazing, really amazing. And I agreed with what Woody said when he came on. I know his speech is a little different. He's from Texas, so forgive the heart of Texas over there, But no, he's very articulate when he's texting and stuff. But I agree. I don't always feel so good in the morning. Like when I wake up, because I dream so avidly and I don't always sleep that well. So when I do finally fall unconscious, I'm having these like intense, crazy dreams that last for so long, even though I've literally only been asleep for 45 minutes. But the dream, like, it's been so many hours, almost days, in the dream. And it's so intense. And I wake up and I remember the whole thing. So, and I think, like, I just had one just before I got up for the day, because I wake up, I go back to sleep, I wake up, I have a lot of broken sleep. I'm not sleeping for like a straight 8 hours ever in my life. Like, so I'm sleeping for like 2 hours if I'm lucky, 3, that's like a miracle. But then it starts to be like kind of like in sometimes only 15-minute increments, 30-minute, 45, whatever I can get in. But I'm always having this intense dream every single time I fall unconscious. And I will remember a lot of it most of the time. And this morning's was just so intense. And in the dream, like I'm not able, like I'm trying to call. It was an anxiety-ridden dream. So I'm not going to go into detail about it because it's long and it's a lot to get out. But at one point, like I'm having to use my phone to call for like some type of help. I need somebody to like come because I lost my little brother, blah, 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 like whatever the dream was. And I cannot operate the phone. And this happens to me only in my nightmares, my bad dreams. Like I'm not able to like find the right buttons. I can't get to it. So in this particular dream, I say to the people, I'm like, this is crazy. This only ever happens to me in my dreams. But here I am, like in real life, and this is happening. Because like I'm not in my dream. I think it's my real life. Like, which is so wacky to me when I wake up that I'm like, I thought that was my real life. And then all of a sudden I'm in this reality and I'm like, oh my God, that wasn't real. Like
And now, obviously, in this reality, I'm like, clearly that makes perfect sense that none of that would have ever surfaced like in this reality. But this is like a thing that really bugs me out is this dreaming thing. Because how am I to know when I'm here in this reality that they're like, I'm gonna wake up and I'll be like, oh my God, that wasn't even real. Like this was just some wacky dream that was a really long, different like time frame dream, because it reminds me of dream layers anyway. I don't know where I went with that. I had so much to say. Every time something's happening, like I want to comment, like I just want to be like, oh, and say my comment, which is why I end up interrupting a lot when I'm with my dad, because like I feel like, oh, I'm relating so much to like resonating with all of this on such like a personal and deep level, like with what people are saying, what like when you're talking, Gorohari, I'm just like learning. I'm like, oh, really? And I often have so many questions. If I was there, I'd be like, tap, tap, tap. Wait a minute, I have a question. And you'd be like, Amy, like you said the one day, let me speak, don't interrupt so much. So, yeah, it's been a crazy couple of days. It's been a crazy week and a half. Tonight's the full moon. So this is the strawberry moon, they call it. And this is, I feel like, it's a lot because today's also the first day of summer. So the full moon happens to land this year on the first day of summer. So there's a lot of energy happening, which I think is why we're feeling it, especially with the whole group being together over there right now. A lot of energy, and I'm feeling a lot of that. So anyway, yeah, that's what I wanted.
Well, great. Thank you there, Amy. Hey, Janaki, give us a word.
Wow. I've been here since the beginning of class. And it was like seeing Fanny and her witnessing Fanny. And then Janine's reading was amazing. I mean, it was so, and onward. But back to Haven, because she just joined us. I agree, I mean, I'm old, and it took me until this long to realize other people's stuff is not mine. Let them have their stuff, their illusions, their whatever, their tragedies, their joy, their whatever. That's theirs to have.
Yeah.
It's
exactly.
Not
yeah.
I love and don't take it. Don't take it. And then you're free. You're free to be here, to be doing what we've been doing, and to be in this energy, and to just be so plugged in. We can do that by giving up other people's stuff.
Yeah. Especially if it.
She said protection, not projection. No, she said protection, not. I'll forget it. She said protection, not projection, and that I really resonated with that. That was what I couldn't remember. Protection, not projection. Anyway, sorry. That's all, Grower. I didn't mean to.
And that is okay. I was just joking. I wanted to imitate Amy. So cute. That's why I like the way you interject. It's great. It's perfect. Yeah, especially if you don't grab the stuff. I mean, like if you grab it, you kind of make it partly yours too, like, and so that's the thing. If you do, you see the lesson in that. Yeah.
It's like
you need to go?
catch and release.
Just one. Yeah, go ahead. Keep it going. Oh, you want to?
So if you fish.
You want to do something?
No. You say.
Oh, it's pretty. It's shiny. It's a rainbow fish. I want to pet it, right? And you want to have this fish, but you don't really want to eat it. You don't want to consume it.
Catch and release. Yeah. That's good. That's like how we absorb a lot in this world, but we don't want to keep it all inside and where it doesn't know where to go. You want to like release.
I with you. I feel like I'm so grown up and mature and like quiet right now because I was like, bro, there's somebody else who's an interrupter. And I was like, you can have it. It's great. I love it. It's so helpful. It really is. It's what we're all thinking anyway. So thank you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Awesome.
it's, let the spirit speak when it wants to speak. Yeah. Sachi, I mean, Mary, what do you got? Give us a word.
I'm Sachi and Mary. I'm both. You said earlier that I said I didn't know if I really wanted this bhakti. That's because it would mean that I would start losing interest in this material world, and I didn't know really that I wanted to do that. And I still don't know if I want to do that, although it's I have experienced being totally bored with it recently, and but I want to help while I'm still here, and I want to know the best way that I can help. What is my expression of helping versus like how you help? And also because I'm not as go for the jugular like you do, you really, you see somebody's impurity and you just, you go right in there, Gorhari, and it's like I'm too nice. I try to be too nice. And I don't know, there's this thing about killing with kindness that can also apply. So I'm discovering who I am versus who you are, because
Nice.
I've known you so long, and it's like there's a tendency to kind of want to be like you, but I wrote in my journal, I'm not you. I can't be you. I can't be you, and I got to be me, and so anyway, there's just times when I'm like, because what how you get at somebody or get at me, and then I'm like, I'm out of here, and then I come back, it's the way it is.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate Haven and what she's saying, because I'm exploring a lot of this too. I just don't have the words like she does, but I really appreciate her. And I wanted her to know that many of them are with Gorhari meeting in Belgium that have been following him for some years. They're all meeting now together. And I'm in Arizona, and Joniki's in California, and Amy's in New Jersey. So we're just gathering together.
Yeah. Sachi's kind of Mary Sachi there is kind of like a midwife too. There, like Haven. She's delivers babies in hospitals, or used to, right?
Used to. I did 29 years of maternity nursing, but I wasn't. It was always in the hospital, and I'm glad. I was happy. I loved the mothers and the babies coming in, and it was. I loved my job. I love my job, but I really respect. I had many people ask me, "Why don't you be a midwife?" And I'm like, "That's a big responsibility. It's huge, and in that it takes a real entrepreneur to be able to do that, a real powerful person to be able to be a midwife versus in the hospital where everything you need is right there, easy enough, so
Can I share a different kind of midwifery with you, which I'm sure you're familiar with? So again, it's just a language thing. So the midwifery that I am in right now is that of the soul. So typically when someone dies and they cross us over, and that's kind of where like I felt you when you were speaking, you're like, I don't know what to do. I was like, you're amazing. You could touch someone so gently. And there's a lot of people like in 1,000 different capacities. I do the energetic side. I don't particularly like to be like, I'm not like a death doula where I do the typical, it's not the physical aspect of it. It's the last hours of it, or the parts right up to it as the body's what it needs to do. And midwifery, like, I don't know, like when you said you were too kind, that if you don't suffer from compassion fatigue, that's a pretty beautiful space to be.
Yeah.
Is caring for the ones who are birthing into the next life, you know, and not like caring for their life, but like you, there's 1,000 different ways you could do it.
Yeah, you know, we kind of do a midwifery here. It's you know, because we talk about the how people have this born again experience that Jesus used to talk about, but a more clear idea is how this spiritual baby is born in us, and like you know, we study the Vedas, which talks about Krishna being born and appeared as externally, but actually that's internal birth inside our soul. Is when our soul is awakened, and it's like the birth of a spiritual consciousness in us. See, and so that's a kind of midwifery too. We help facilitate that, and then the people, they even speak in terms of that, of their experience is like, wow, I feel like a new person, and my life is renewed and regenerated. It's a whole new life for me. So yeah, so it's like a spiritual birth, you know, like you were doing this crossing over, people, you know, crossing over into death, and we do it while people are alive here, have a spiritual awakening. And actually, it causes a kind of a death to the material part of us, where we start to live a spiritual, truly spiritual life based on spirit. Little, you know, it's like we have a spiritual body that awakens, and we live in terms of the spirit now, more and more. Yeah, and the material conception of that we're this material consciousness, material thing, or even material emotion, you know, that which and or material thoughts. We have the spiritual body birth is you get a spiritual mind and spiritual emotions even, which is the new body of spirit. So it's just a transformation of our what we were before, material thinking and material emotions, to spiritual emotions and material thinking. I mean, spiritual thinking. You know, it's very interesting, the whole process, actually.
So that would be like mid heaven.
Yeah, it's actually yeah. It's heaven is in philosophically like this Vedic truth is a midway point. It's it's between Earth and the spiritual world that's eternal. Heaven is like in between there. It's still a temporary place. There's a spiritual dimension that is really truly eternal, and the happiness there is the greatest of all. You know, it's like yeah. Since it's all about being happy, you know, and that we're just happy. We're meant to be happy beings, and spiritually, when you attain that level, it's the highest happiness. We lost the midwife. Oh, what happened? Oh, there she is. Okay. I think your mic is muted there. There you go. Yeah, you're okay. Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, I
Yes.
want to say something about the fact that Gorhari, you go for the jugular. You know that you help people by going to the jugular, and
What
you
is
help
what
them
does
get
that
it.
mean, going to the juggler? I'm not a, what am I, a vampire?
She
No,
means like you're going hard and fast. You're not sugarcoating. You're not like, patsing around. Like you're not trying to make them feel better while they're. But I feel like he goes to the juggler, but he actually doesn't. He's really, in my opinion, like at least when it comes to me, he seems to do it delicately. Like he's not ripping me apart because I think he probably knows that I'll be like, I'll fall apart if he does. So I think he deals with people on a level that he thinks they can handle it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
sometimes it's a
yeah.
little much, and then you have to say, all right, well, what was this? What did I do, or what was it that you got to look in the mirror. I always use the same terms, but like look in the mirror and say, well, what was it that made that interaction happen in that way. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Well, I read that the world is a mirror. Whatever I'm experiencing is because I am needing that. So if he rips me apart. That's how I feel. I feel ripped apart by him. But
Me?
there must be a part of me that needs to be ripped apart.
Really?
That's
God,
what I'm learning. I'm trying to take more and more responsibility, as much as mine as ever possible, and without taking on other people's. I'm learning about it too, and but yeah, and you know what? I've never told you this, in a sense, Gorhari.
You have
Because,
too. You said it years ago.
okay, well, maybe I have. I've been holding back so much that I don't even know what I say anymore. It feels like I hold back all the time.
I
You're
just for reference, I want Haven to know that Mary and Gorahari have known each other for like how many years? What, like 30 some odd years? So this is like his little sister. So just for
20,
reference, so you
25.
realize like where this is coming from. So he's been ripping, like not just ripping her apart, but they've been together for so many years that there's more of a intimate like way to say like what he says to her than he's
She's
to
just
other.
projecting. She rips me apart. I'm always
Yeah,
kind of
because when I first joined, you were so mad, Mary. I had first kind of
See?
Sangha and feeling like, Gora, you left Arizona. What? And you know what? And you were really mad like at him because he needed to travel and go about, like, and
Yeah.
you come in, you leave, and so I remember that you were mad at him and you expressed a lot that time. And this was the first time I even like watched all of this. There was so much was happening. I was like, whoa, greatest show on earth over here.
Well, I guess, if you get a taste of cake and all of a sudden somebody says you can't have it anymore, you're going to be mad. And I was mad, and I have been through a lot of grief, whatever, I've had, my path has been, anyway.
It felt like a loss to you, like you were having a loss, some kind of a, yeah.
Yeah, I've had a lot of loss, but you know what? I also have to look at the fact that there's a lot of people that have come in my life and gone out, and come in and gone out, and where are they? Why? That's not a problem. But with him, it's different, And so I'm really, but I haven't lost, because there he is, in a sense, he's still really there. And a lot of it was when more people started wanting his attention, I got less attention, and I felt a loss there too when more people started joining. But now I look what I've gained. I've gained all these new friends now. So I'm kind of turning. I'm turning over.
It's like how a child would feel like, isn't it, Mary, when the mother doesn't give him the attention. I think it's the same quality that we all have, isn't it? I'm like, I just want to add on to what Amy said. Yeah, Guru Maharaj doesn't rip apart, and I mean, I in particularly, like she said, with me, even I see that he doesn't do that. But he's like, he's the same guru, but he's tailor-made for each one of us here. He's a different person with each one of us here. And just like each one of us here has their own Krishna, we have our own guru. And I feel like his relationship with each one of us here is unique and different and cannot be compared with what he has with another. Is what I'm thinking. Correct me, Maharaj, if I'm wrong. I can't be speaking,
I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that.
Yeah. So you're saying basically that you consider me like your guru, like your teacher or something? Or, I don't know if Haven understands the what's going on here.
I do.
Yeah,
You do?
see you.
Yeah, I'm very present with it.
Yeah,
I was
what do
actually going to take it one step deeper.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, like not deeper, but maybe just in language. It's almost like it's not if you're in your soul, this is your soul family. This is your star family, and the people that you're aligning with to propel you forward in and move you through a certain point in your life. So we can be a guru with someone or a mentor or whatever language we use, but at the end of the day, this is a deep soul connection that I feel is so valuable, and each one of you are taking away like your little things. And I was praying for, like, I've never been anything really like this, so I was like just praying to meet some new people, and I was like, man, I really want to meet some evolved, beautiful souls and start to have these conscious conversations, like with different energies and different people away from my sphere. So
Yeah, I like your vibe. It's really solid and deep and like true,
Me
really
too.
true.
I really like it. I think you have a lot of intelligent things to say, and I like you're saying, "Oh, I know this is a language I'm using," but I like the language you're using and the way you're saying things. Like it's really resonating with me, and like the way my mind's understanding of things.
My
Really liking it.
work to be able to speak. So when I started doing dream weaving and started like consciously like in groups with people and using like Mayan dream weaving and doing that, it was for a very specific purpose. I linked Merkabas with a group of people for about 4 years through an entire like cycle of all the things over the last 4 years, and really went so deep inside of myself, because what was happening is I would get jammed in my throat. And I'm like, I'm a pretty intelligent person, like emotionally, like, so it's not like a fear of saying anything, like, because this has been with me like my whole life, and or a confidence thing. It was, I actually like was having some neurological things that were attacking my immune system and my communications. And then I had some abduction sequencing. I don't know where y'all, just weird kind of like experiences that were affecting my mental well-being in conjunction with our child really struggling. And then that took communication to the next level, because now you're in a marriage and a partnership with like topics of suicide and things like that. And I deal with that anyway. So it's big emotions. And if it's for me personally, and when I was doing energy work, at one point, you have to get real with yourself and go, stop. This is too much. I'm got too many hands and too many pockets, and I experienced compassion fatigue. It shut my whole body down so hard. I've got fibromyalgia. I have ME. I have Graves' disease now. I've never had any. I don't even take Tylenol, y'all. So my left foot doesn't work right now. My hands don't work right now, and my body's doing like all these crazy things. And through that, I am finding how to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's all the poisons they're putting in the air and the waters, and there's a lot of stuff going on right now. That you just yeah. I also have my things going on here too. It's just,
They don't. Maybe they're just manifesting right now, and they don't have to stay with us. These illnesses don't have to stay with us. They're surfacing from deep areas to be released.
yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be.
It's not terminal. It's temporary.
Yeah. I picked out mine with a very purpose. Excuse me. I'm so sorry to interrupt.
No,
I just want to say that the synchronicity in what you're saying to me, that's all I was going to say. It's so synchronistic with what I'm feeling and what I'm going through. So that's all I was just wanting to relate.
We're all kind of like it. That's just kind of how the conversation started when I ended up coming on with the other gentleman. And it's just about finding your own rhythm. And like I sat intentionally with my husband, and I remember it was about 4 years ago at this point, and his hands were on my lap, and we were sitting in this front room, and I wanted to run. I am such an empath and a psychic. I have like actual psychic PTSD from like knowing things like people dying and things like from it. it doesn't like scare me. It's a different kind of PTSD. Does that make sense? It's emotional. It's something like in its psychic channel. I can't explain. But I was having like these things I just couldn't manage. And so I sat with him and I was like, there's parts of myself I need to look at, and I'm hearing them in other people. If I'm working on someone in here and they're lying on the ground and my ear is on their back and I can hear what pain is coming out of their shoulder, and it's got a story, and it needs, not all of them need to be heard, but some of them, right? And some of them just need to be seen or touched or breathed into or whatever. And so that's the conscious part I went into, because I was already doing that for other people, but I was impeding certain parts of my work because I was feeling things that weren't my own. And you also, like you said, sir, you make them your own. You attach things and you make it your story. And then you go through this kind of like archetype where you start to kind of martyr yourself a little bit. And you're kind of like, oh, spirit's got me doing all these things. And it's so ridiculous and it's so stupid. And you're like, I'm a Syrian medicine doctor now. I'm a space shaman. I'm an alien. Like, it's stupid. It's wild. But that's the child in you, right, Amy? It's like, I want to be, I like, you have such this cool mind and your body's tiny and it's just like right over here and your heart's like way over here. And it's like, I just, hi.
You know, I had a massage therapist that was my teacher, and she was amazing because she was like an empath too, and just through massage, people would release so many things. It was amazing. I never seen anything like it actually. I took her classes, same class over and over again, about 3 times. It was so good just to be there in that energy. She was a very special being. And she would touch a person's body and all their repressed emotions and everything would come out. They had ecstatic experiences, all kinds of, amazing things. I would sit in the class. I was crying. They considered me the crier there. I would just sit there and cry through the whole class. I loved it, man. Very empathic like that, and people would release all kinds of stresses, and it's amazing. Oh, yes. Who's there with you, Govinda? Govinda, who's with you over there? Is that the? Can you hear me, Govinda?
There must be a lag or something.
There's a lag. Yeah, there's a lag over there. Okay.
It's Samantha. Samantha is with him.
Yeah, you must be in Coventry.
Yeah, I'm just at Sammy's. Visiting Sammy here with her.
Hi.
Yeah, there she is.
Hi there. Hey. Welcome.
Finally, I got to you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. I seen you would come to our classes sometimes, and now I get to see you. It's good. Yeah. I'm going to Cambridge in a few days, and so I'll be over there, and I don't know, they'll arrange something, maybe meeting some devotees. Yeah. So maybe that's good enough now for a while here. Why don't you come back, Haven, and join us again if you like, if you feel inspired.
He's on all the time, so.
Yeah.
Are you on Rumble? You said, and then on here, or I just created a Rumble account, like just now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on YouTube too.
Yeah, I haven't. See, I can't check it right now. I don't think, because I have another computer. I have my computer in America, but I'm on Facebook. I think you're on Facebook. Facebook Live every day for sure, and YouTube also. YouTube.
This is true. I've never seen this, so I appreciate it. I think
Yeah. I could put you in a group. There's a. Are you're on Facebook, I guess. So I could put you in the group when I go live. We tag the group, and then they know there's a live program. So it's sometimes Lolita gives a nice class, and I give something, and Govinda also. So if you want, I can put you in that group, and then yeah. So yeah,
And I want to friend request you on Facebook. Is that your name?
Yeah. Let's see if we're even
cool.
if we're
Come
friends. Yeah. Are we friends, Haven? Is it?
No, I just got added to another group, and then it was in there. Somebody said, "Can you share your things?" And I just shared it real quick, and then they just replied, and here we are. So.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Then let's see. Haven.
Awesome. This was really
see.
special to me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's see how we do that. So I'm doing a search for Haven here, and what is your picture like? What do you have?
Well, if she comments on the thing, then we'll see her thing. Like if she writes on the Facebook chat, just write like "Hey" or something, and then we'll see your.
Did she comment on the chat?
Yeah. Private one or on the?
The regular one might be easier to access. I'm not sure if the private one will give us the right. It might. I don't know.
I don't see where to comment on it.
Do it on the private one and just say "Hey" and let me see if that works.
Oh, the private one.
Well, I think that will. I don't know if that will tag it.
Yeah. Well, let's
I'm
see.
sure
What's your Facebook profile name? Is it Haven and?
Yeah, Haven Greer. I don't know, Eva. I think it's Haven Greer. Just Haven Greer.
Oh, Haven Greer. Okay.
Yeah.
How many? Is it G Haven GR what?
EER.
Oh, EER. Haven Greer. Let's see what that.
I'm connecting to
Haven Greer. Haven Greer.
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Dog.
What is the picture you have up there?
My puppy, Augie.
Ah, the puppy.
I found it. I see it. Yeah.
It's Mayflight. Here we go. I got it. Okay, so I add you as friend, so you just have to accept it. Did you find it there, Amy?
Yeah, I just added as a friend. So
yeah. So when she accepts it, then when you accept it, then I'll put you on the group thing, and then you'll get notified in the chats there. Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay. So let's take a little break here. We've been on for 2.5 hours already. You want to say anything there, Noodles, before we leave? Because you didn't get a chance this year.
No, nothing much, Maharaj. I think I said what I have to say.
Oh, okay. How about you there, Samantha? If there might be. Oops. Yeah, it's. Yeah, you're muted there, Samantha. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we'll end it now. Thank you very much, everybody. And till we meet again.